Ladies and gentlemen, this is probably the first time in this price range since November that I'm actually quite concerned about Bitcoin's safety. Now, it's not destroyed yet. It's still on support for now. What is the support? Well, the support very clearly, in my view, stems backwards from the 2021 all-time highs. It's here in yellow. You can see it. And it cuts right across the price action, right across the bottom of this entire price range, very clearly forming the macro support zone of this price range. It's further validated by the fact that we actually closed right on top of it today, okay? And also, even on the hourly chart, we closed right on top of it, not only today, but back here in January 13th, and also over here today as well. This level is important. It's very, very important, and we cannot afford to lose it, because if we lose this level, guys, guess what happens? We see a double top formation, right? And that could get very, very ugly from there. So I'm going to go over this level. I'm going to go over what needs to happen for Bitcoin to recover. I'm going to go over what happened, because we had 700 days worth of consolidation, or I should say, the biggest compression we've seen in 700 days, according to the daily chart Bollinger Bands. That's probably a more accurate way of describing it. I'll look into Bitcoin, I'll look into Ethereum, I'll look into the S&P 500, and I'll also look into total cryptocurrency market cap and the USDT.D chart. It sounds like a lot, but I have very precise conclusions to make. And I'll also look into the very simple question: what does Bitcoin need to do to avoid a bear market? And that's a little bit more complicated than this line right here. So I'll try to keep it quick today. I don't actually have much time. I just made a video just 10 hours ago on this YouTube channel. But we have the Bitcoin exchange before we get into it. If you're interested in getting on a good exchange, an exchange that has never been hacked before, which is especially relevant now, especially in recent weeks, we've had the Bybit hack. One of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges was hacked for over $1 billion, the biggest hack in cryptocurrency history. So safety is in the forefront of people's minds. This exchange has been historically safe. They've never been hacked in 3.5 years. They have very low trading fees. They're also global non-KYC. So everything you could possibly want from an exchange is literally here. And with my referral link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life. It takes 30 seconds to sign up with just an email address and a password. If you want to do that, the link is down below. Get those rewards, get those discounts, and help out the channel. I appreciate it, guys. Right, so let's just keep it quick here. Let's keep it brief. Let's not waste your time. 700 days, the most consolidation we saw on the Bitcoin chart for 700 days. We had a 3% range between the bottom of the Bollinger Band and the top of the Bollinger Band. We have not seen that since the end of the last cryptocurrency bear market and the start of the major move that led to the end of the bear market. That's how intensely compressed we were on Bitcoin. We have seen a breakdown of that compression. Unfortunately, it's been to the downside. That's tragic. That's horrible. I hope that we can hold this level for good reason, because also with that breakdown, we've seen a breakdown of the momentum indicator. We've seen a breakdown of the RSI. The RSI had this massive descending triangle formation. And unfortunately, with this daily candle close, we've seen a breakdown of that RSI structure. Now, we are still on macro support. So the breakdown has happened, cool, on a local time frame, on a short-term time frame, but it has not happened on a macro time frame. There's no macro breakdown here. And so technically speaking, if we want to be very technical, and this is still true, we are not in a macro downwards trend. We're still in a macro upwards trend. The macro structure of higher highs and higher lows is still intact, but it's certainly at risk because we're right on top of where we need to hold. And if the momentum of this drop, if the momentum of this downwards move caused by the end of the compression to the downside continues, we will see a macro breakdown. So we need this level to be strong enough to hold up the price and reverse this move entirely. That's what we're praying for. That's what we're hoping for. And it's not completely unprecedented to hope for, because if you think about it, this is exactly what we saw pretty much back here in 2023. We had this horizontal consolidation range. Okay, it looked like a double top. We came back down in a very, very aggressive move. Just look at this. Just picture this situation again. You were probably in the market around this time. If you weren't, picture this situation. Massive consolidation for months on end. Double top formation within 2 candles, within 2 daily candles. We go all the way back down to the bottom of the range. People are thinking it's over. That's a double top. We're screwed. But then the cycle prevails. We consolidate for a while and we go back to the upside. That could certainly happen again, right? And actually, cyclically speaking, it makes sense for that to happen again, because obviously we're in a 4-year cycle. We don't expect the market to break down completely given the fact that we're in a 4-year cycle. But that doesn't change the intensity of the situation. Just because we've seen it before and it's been fine, it's worked, it doesn't mean this structure is dangerous. This structure is certainly very, very dangerous. The good news is it's not just this yellow macro support line we have in this price range. It's also an important indicator That is the bull market support band, which you've definitely heard of before at this point. If you haven't, it's a crucial indicator. For example, it's held up the bull markets historically speaking. That's why it's called the bull market support band, especially in 2017. But it's a major macro resistance and support zone. And the fact that it's bolstering support here is actually quite good to see. It still doesn't change the fact that we really, really need to hold this level and the intensity of the situation remains. I'm going to get into what we need to hold as a whole to continue the bull market because it's actually slightly different to this yellow level, but I just want to emphasize the importance of this range here. It's not just like this Bitcoin chart that's in danger. We've seen a breakdown at this point on the very, very important 11-year macro support line. Okay, this level is a very long-term level, so a daily chart breakdown is not necessarily too concerning, but this is a level that stems all the way backwards from 2011, guys, okay? Every interaction we've had with this line, you can see the interactions on the screen. I'll circle a few of them, and you can just take a look. They've all been major. They've all been potent. This is not a coincidence. This is not a fake line that I'm just drawing in. You can see this line actually matters. It marked the COVID drop bottom, for goodness sake. Going through the price action, and right now it hasn't updated because it's the BLX, but the price is actually somewhere down here. Okay, we've broken below that line right now. And if we see a weekly candle confirmation of that breakdown, things can get ugly. Can we see fake outs? Yeah, we saw a fake out right here. Okay, they happen. But the point is, we don't want to be doing things like that. Ethereum, another example. We saw a break upwards from a descending channel on Ethereum. It completely faked out immediately. Bad stuff, right? Rejection from a macro resistance here. Very, very strong bearish engulfing daily candle rejecting from resistance. It's not good to see. Total cryptocurrency market cap, similar story, okay? We have this macro support zone stemming from the 2021 cycle high. We were holding on to that macro support for months since the start of November, and now we've broken below it on a very strong candle. It's not good to see. USDT.D, it's reverse correlated to Bitcoin. When this chart goes up, Bitcoin goes down. And you can see a very major diagonal macro support zone here, which was a resistance, which we've actually broken to the upside on the recent daily candle. Again, very bad to see. We don't want to be seeing things like that. Bitcoin, as a whole, still in the 4-year cycle, right? And here's what you can get into, I suppose, what's the most important part of the video, because it's the most important part of the cycle, really, is like, what will it take for Bitcoin to break the cycle? When will I say, okay, it's over, we're screwed? Well, technically speaking, we can't say that for 100% certain until we see what is the top absolutely marked, right? Because the Bit 4-year cycle is based on tops and bottoms. It's also based on dates. So until we get to October 2025 and we see we're all the way down here and it clearly wasn't the top of the bull market, then we can't really say the 4-year cycle is over for sure. But to be honest, we can be pretty bloody sure that it's over if we broke down something like the weekly chart Gaussian channel, okay? The weekly chart Gaussian channel, a very influential indicator on Bitcoin. Ever since the first halving in 2012, it's acted very massively as a major turning point in the market. So when we cross into the Gaussian channel, when we enter the Gaussian channel, we move through it, generally speaking. So we entered it from the upside over here, we move through it to the downside. We enter it from the downside over here, we move through it to the upside. Moving through it, each time we enter it, we move through it. Meaning if we enter it again, right, if we enter it, which we almost did back here in 2024, which was quite concerning, but we didn't quite. If we enter it again, we will probably, as per its 100% accuracy ratio, move through it. And if that move through it occurs, it will be a bear market, almost certainly. Now, that level is currently sitting around 70,000. So we've actually got a lot of room until we 100% confirm a bear market as per the Gaussian channel. But, by the time you get to 70,000, how much damage have you done to the structure? So much damage is done. It's almost irreparable at that point. That's really the last line of support. But I would not like to see Bitcoin go even that low. I'll say that right now. I mean, for me, that Gaussian channel is certainly the last level of support, the absolute final crux and the absolute final zone to reverse from. But for me, I mean, this level right here is very important as well. If we're looking at this diagonal level, we can say it's right here. If we're looking at it from a range-based perspective, we can say it's 86,000, somewhere in this price region. It would be very, very bad for Bitcoin to break down and see a double top formation from here at this point in the cycle. That would not be normal. I would not consider that normal. And that would make me absolutely and fundamentally concerned about the Bitcoin health. So I don't know what to say other than fingers crossed. I would really, really like to see this yellow level hold. Worst case scenario, I would really like to see 86k hold. Anything below that, I get extremely concerned. That's my situation. That's my take on Bitcoin right now. So it really is a bit of a last chance in a lot of ways. I suppose I shouldn't say last chance because I just mentioned that Gaussian channel, but I guess you can hear how concerned I am just from my stuttering and wording here. I am very concerned, and you probably should be too. But at this point in time, at the moment, nothing has actually happened that is particularly bearish on a macro scale. We're just seeing some threats here. So guys, I don't know what to say other than fingers crossed. I appreciate you watching the video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Also check out this exchange if you want to. You need a good exchange, okay? The Bybit hack last week, the $1 billion hack on Bybit has proved that you can't just be on any old exchange. You need a good one. This one has never been hacked before. 3.5 years of trading history, never been hacked before. Very good stuff there. Very low trading fees as well. Global non-KYC. You can sign up from any country in the world with just an email address and a password. And with my referral link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life, as well as $8,000. Look at the screen here. In bonuses from signing up and looking at that reward center. So pretty big stuff there on that exchange. If you're interested, check it out. The link is down below. Use that link to get those bonuses and rewards. And the last thing I'll mention in this video is my VIP group chat. If you want altcoin trading signals posted 4 times a week, you can get them on VIP. I post them there. They've got a 78% win rate over the course of close to 2.5 years of trading results. And you get a group chat as well with exclusive membership. So check it out. Thanks, guys.